Slightly cooler weather has made it back to the Front Range. This is a live look right now over downtown Denver. We got some clear skies out there, barely a cloud in the sky. That's going to change though soon this afternoon as storms are set to return to the mountains and the metro. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Sam Shocker. That rain is a welcome sight for many throughout the area. And with more on the storms, we bring in senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi, who's been tracking. Even just a few minutes ago, I saw Chris run back there.
Yeah, exactly, because these storms are already getting going, Sam. And to be honest about it, this is pretty early for us to be talking about these storms. This is the view from Lookout Mountain. This kind of tells you the story, especially on the kind of far left-hand side of your screen here. Those are the first storms going up over the foothills. And in Denver, within the next hour or two, so between now and 2 o'clock, we're going to see those storms develop and move down into the metro area. There is a limited severe weather risk today. I'm not super concerned about severe weather in the Denver metro area, but you get just east. This yellow shaded zone, I am a bit concerned about the potential for 60 to even 80 mile an hour winds. So if you're watching me from Byers, Keensburg, so this would be roughly a little east of Highway 85, but we'll call it Highway 85 on east. That's where you have the potential for some 60 to 80 mile an hour stuff this afternoon. If you're watching me from the Eastern Plains, I would bring inside patio furniture. There's a flash flood watch for the Eastern Plains as well until 10 o'clock tonight. Radar just starting to get busy here. Let's kind of zip on in because these storms just developing within the last 15-20 minutes. And look at this up by Idaho Springs, Central City, Blackhawk. Those storms will be moving down into the kind of western part of the metro area here shortly. Boulder, little thunder shower right now, and Denver likely within the next, again, hour or two. Things will get busy for us. And then southern Colorado seeing some widespread showers and storms as well. All this courtesy of the annual monsoon. We're going to have more details on these showers and storms and how they could impact the AC/DC concert in Power Field at Mile High tonight. Details on that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. Money that was earmarked to help make Denver's streets safer is instead being used to fix the city's parking ticket system. Now, members of Denver City Council are working to make sure this can't happen in the future. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch shares the latest details for the proposed changes.
3 council members are proposing the amendment that would stop transfers out of the fund. They want unspent balances to roll over every year and for Dottie to present its planned spending to an advisory board. When parking meter rates went up from $1 to $2 back in 2021, the extra dollar went to a special revenue fund. That fund paid for things like safer bike lanes and crosswalks, but this year, more than $8 million of the $15 million from the fund was allocated to parking enforcement and operations. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been redirected out of this fund to rebuild Denver's online parking ticket dispute. The system was dismantled in budget cuts from last year. The Denver Streets Partnership says pedestrian and bike safety shouldn't be compromised as a result.
When the city was struggling with budget shortfalls, they took away the parking ticket appeals system from the courts and gave it to the Department of Transportation and said, you figure out how to manage this.
Since the online system went away, drivers have had to come here to the city and county building to schedule a hearing and then return months later to argue their case in front of a judge. 9 News' Steve on your side found that between October of last year to July of this year, there have been 4,200 final hearings scheduled, and that's compared to 88 in the same time frame from last year. In Denver, Janelle Finch, 9 News.
Janelle, thank you. The family of the teenager killed by a lightning strike on the summit of Mount Blue Sky is sharing more about their 15-year-old son. The Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office says he was Levi Strobel. The teenager's family passed along this picture of him. The lightning strike happened Sunday afternoon. Levi's younger brother was also injured and was airlifted to the hospital. We're still waiting for an update on his condition.
It's just really an unfortunate, tragic accident, and all of the responders that were at the scene, and some family was up there as well. We're feeling it, and our hearts are with the families.
Heartbreaking. The sheriff's office says 2 men were also hurt, but less seriously. A statement from Levi's family says he tried to protect his brother. They wrote, quote, in his final moments, Levi showed the courage and selflessness that characterized his life. He was a brave and loving brother, and we will always remember the devotion he showed to those he loved. The National Weather Service says this is the first death caused by lightning in Clear Creek County in 23 years. The owner of a nightclub in southeast Denver says he will not reopen the business following a shooting that left one person dead and 8 others injured. Police still have not arrested anyone in connection to the shooting at Ultra Lounge East on East Hampden Avenue last Monday. Police say it started with a confrontation between 2 groups that escalated outside the club. In the days following the shooting, the city of Denver pulled the club's licenses, accusing it of a list of violations. Yesterday, owner Deontay Wilkins said he would not try to reopen.
It's a hard topic because this has been going on in our community for a long time. This isn't the first situation, and unfortunately it probably won't be the last. But I think if we can take these steps to try to offer whatever we can as a community to hopefully stop these type of things from happening, I think that's the benefits of today's conversation.
If you know anything about the suspect or suspects behind the shooting, you are asked to call Metro Denver Crime Stoppers. And officials say the body of a woman who went missing Sunday has been found at Lake Pueblo State Park. Colorado Parks and Wildlife says that while searching yesterday, they found her fishing pole and other belongings near the Yucca Flats campground. Officers with CPW's Marine Evidence Recovery Team then did an extensive search of the water, and that's when they found her body. Investigators are waiting for the Pueblo County coroner to determine the cause of death. Crews are making progress on the newest fire burning in Colorado. Evacuation orders have been lifted for the Penley fire, which started Sunday near Sedalia. That fire has burned just 3 acres and is now 75% contained. And while crews working on the ongoing wildfire fight, officials say things like rising costs and a growing number of emergency calls are also putting pressure on its budget. Communities are now looking for ways to offset the costs, like increasing taxes. 9 News Northern Colorado reporter Amanda Gilbert spoke to Windsor Severance Fire Rescue about the change.
Windsor Severance Fire Rescue says they want to hear from the community before considering a ballot measure to raise taxes. So they serve Windsor, Severance, and parts of Larimer and Weld counties. I spoke with the district fire chief. He's concerned about staffing and about a budget deficit. Chris Anger-Mueller says wildfire risk has increased. The community up here also continues to grow, so calls for service have jumped about 30% in the past 5 years, from just over 4,000 to about 5,200 a year. Also, the chief says the cost of emergency vehicles have gone up.
We understand that not everybody's a fan of taxes, but we just want to be transparent to say, here's where we are, here's what's coming. We're in a good spot right now as a fire district, but we identify in the future that if we don't come up with a plan and fund it properly, that we are going to have those longer response times and decrease in positive outcomes.
So after all that, the fire district wants to hire around 27 firefighters. They're also looking into building a new additional 5th station for the area. But again, before they make any decisions about taxes or a ballot measure, they want to hear from the community. So we have more information online and on our news app. Reporting in Windsor, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.